everybody, welcome back to my channel. Good morning, vlogsters. I'm back to you with some water. We're still working on the watermelon strawberry. There is a thing called the Sip Safe, which I could switch this out. Like, oh, this morning I want watermelon strawberry, and this afternoon I want fruit punch. But mostly it's about changing out like the water needs. So some water is water with electrolytes, some is water with caffeine, some is water with just hydration. So, but there's this really cool thing called the Sip Safe, and it's to swap out the things. And I thought that was pretty cool, so I wanted to share with you. Good morning. Today was a very good day. I actually slept quite late, which was wonderful. When my home health aide comes and she wakes me up, you know, that's always a good day. Today was Mom's birthday, so that's why I'm dressed up a little bit, because we took her out to lunch for her birthday, to her favorite restaurant. She hasn't been feeling well, so she got an alternative to her favorite, which is good, but she still got to have some of her actual favorites, which was great. Very excited for her. She had a very nice day, and then we came home and we watched the movie Breakthrough. Actually, we came home and we all rested, because Mom likes to rest after she eats. And then after a couple hours, I called her to see if she wanted to watch the movie Breakthrough with Chrissy Metz. It's actually taken place here in Missouri. The young man and his mom, I think they live in St. Charles, but he fell into Lake St. Louis, which I believe is like in and around Wentzville. But I just thought it's a really good movie if you haven't seen it. It is about miracles, and this was actually my first time watching it since my brother passed. I believe I got it a couple of months before my brother passed, and I watched it when we first got it, and I just couldn't bring myself to watch it again. And of course I watched it today, and I had tears, and we just got finished watching it actually, so that's why there's tears. And my hair might be a mess underneath this headband, because who knows what's happening back here. But I will just say that we had a very, very wonderful day. And the restaurant that she loves is called Colton's. They have it in it's a chain in this 4 Midwest states. There's I feel like it's in Oklahoma, Missouri, Nebraska, and Kansas, maybe? Kansas and Nebraska, maybe? Maybe. I don't remember exactly. Maybe it's Arkansas. Maybe it's Missouri and Arkansas and Oklahoma and Kansas. I don't know. But anyway, it's good. It's kind of like Texas Roadhouse, where you can have peanuts if you want. Ever since the pandemic, they've been putting peanuts, making little bags of peanuts. Before the pandemic, they used to have a bucket of peanuts that you could just dig in and crack open and, spit the shells. They give you an empty bucket and a full bucket. But now they individually wrap them in little paper bags, and we always get some, and whatever I don't eat, I throw to the squirrels, but mostly I eat them. So, we had a very, very lovely time, and we all ate till our eyeballs fell out. Mom was actually we were all we'll take your time, we won't, no rush. She's like, they're going to have to close the restaurant eventually. She's so funny. So I said, Jimmy, if she wants to take the rest home, she's more than welcome to take the rest home. It's her food. Stop making her eat. She did very well, so that's why we were happy. We got her favorite mozzarella sticks that they have there. She got onion tanglers on her meal, and just all of her favorites. Baked potato with lots and lots of butter. But I have leftovers. I ate half my lunch and brought half my lunch home. But I also had some of Jim's chicken. Jim had 4 or 5 little cubes of chicken left on his plate. I got what's a half rack of ribs, which was about 4 4 good-sized ribs. And actually, when I went to go move them over because I wanted to open this, like smash the sweet potato down. I went to go move them over and the rib bone came out, and I showed it to the waitress. I was like, I think mine are broken. She's like, you're not complaining, right? I was like, well, honestly, it's no complaints whatsoever. I'm taking the bones out. But, full of the bone is like, yeah, Anyway, we had a very lovely time. And the waitress was, absolutely smashing. Like, you never had to ask for a drink. She was just right on top of it. And she kept checking on us, anything we need. She was just a lovely lady. So anyhow, so we did that, and then Lisa and I, Jim took Mom home and went down. Lisa and I went on a little escapade to go find Mom some of the petite vanilla scones from Starbucks. She actually Jimmy bought her a mini pecan pie, which is her favorite. I was saying about birthday cake because her mouth is not doing great. I was telling Jim to bring her home a vanilla. She likes a vanilla cake with vanilla frosting. So I was just telling him to bring home a little 5-inch round vanilla cake. But he brought home the pecan pie instead because it's her favorite pie. But with everything going on with her mouth, I wasn't sure she'd actually be able to eat that. But for dessert, she had a cheesecake, which she really does like. They have good cheesecake at Colton's, apparently. I have not had it because I can't get away from the cookie skillet today. I usually eat all the ice cream, which is just 1 scoop, and then half the cookie, and I bring the other half of the cookie home. But today I broke a big piece off and gave it to Mom because she's always saying if I get that cookie, we have to go straight home to go to sleep. And I was like, here, just have 1 bite. This way we can go home after you finish your dessert. We just had a really lovely time. We bought her a sweater. And she really seems to like it. It might be too big, but I think it was one of those Asian measurings. So when I looked at the chart, I thought I bought her a medium. She said it said large, but I can't remember if I looked on the chart and her size fell in the large category, or I got it because she likes to layer big. I don't really remember. But I gave her a gift receipt in case she had to exchange it, so. Anyhow, let's see. What else? We went early because Jim had to work, so Jim's at work now. Today is Tuesday. T-Mobile Tuesday had a free coffee at Jack in the Box, which is kind of weird because that's not really a great prize. Usually they do much better. But it is what it is. I mean, beggars can't be choosers, and I'm not really begging, but you know what I mean. You know what I mean. You know what that means, the expression. Anyhow, I will say that I just don't really know what tomorrow will bring. Today we were talking a lot about how each of us has a purpose, how each of us is valued, and how each of us has a free will to choose which path to take. Do you take the path that is laid out before you? Do you take the path that you are predestined for? Or do you walk in the other direction and walk away from your path on what's meant to be? And how do you know the difference? How is it to know? How do you know? I mean, a lot of it is feeling it in your gut, but a lot of times those gut feelings are shame or, not living up to your parents' expectations, not necessarily the actual, this is what God has in store for me. You know what I mean? I don't know. Am I making sense? I hope I'm making sense. there is just like, there is just this very special, beneficial way of approaching decisions in life, in my opinion. This is just my opinion. I've always said, like, when there's a struggle put before you, when there's a challenge put in front of you, when there's a stone put in your path, we are to decide for ourselves whether to climb over it, go around it, bust right through it, or back down from it. And I know that having faith in God or your spiritual leader that you follow, the higher power that you worship or pray to or believe in. Let's just say that. For me, it obviously is Jesus Christ, the Son of God, and that's just how I feel about my higher being. But for you, whatever it is, how do you know? How do you know what to interpret, or how to interpret the message? How do you know how to interpret the message from God, from your higher being, from the universe? I have always had that struggle, and that struggle is real. And sometimes things are put in front of us to stop us, to protect us. And sometimes things are put in front of us to challenge us. And sometimes things are put in front of us to learn, to compromise with others. There are so many reasons that things were put in front of us. And how to decide what the message is going to be for that day. That's the real struggle for me. The struggle of, okay, I have stage 4 renal cell carcinoma. It metastasized to my bones. I'm grateful it didn't go to my lungs. I take my medication every day. I went to immunotherapy every 2 weeks. It ate my skin. Another challenge. What did that mean? That meant I keep going until I can't anymore. That's what that meant for me, until I said, look, quality of life versus quantity of life, doc. At this point, I have no quality of life. I just can lay flat on my stomach and writhe in pain. Like, that's it. And that's when we had to say, okay, so challenge accepted, that we back away from treatment for now, and let's slowly introduce treatment back when you're ready to fight again, and to worry every day, and not worry like worry, but to think every day that I could be growing cancer, because I'm not actively fighting this, and I'm not actively treating this. But I actually had a roadblock of what the medications were doing to my skin, or doing to my body. So it's just sort of like that whole thing, like, when do you keep pushing forward? So then, to advocate for myself, do I wait a couple of more months till these wounds are completely healed, or do I say, no, it's time? What's the worst that will happen is the wounds will just continue to slow down their healing and heal very, very slowly. And that is pretty much been the worst case scenario. I mean, honestly, the worst case scenario was that it would start eating other parts of my skin again. However, for now, the worst case scenario is just that. It is about my wound care, and I'm treating the cancer now. And the cancer treatment is working. Now I think I'm headed in the right direction, and I think I'm conquering. But then I come to find out, oh no, there's way more metastases than we even ever talked about. Another challenge put before me. Can we map these ones so that we can see one by one as they disappear, as they turn back into bone, as they ossify or as they calcify? Can we please see that? Can we map that out? Can we see that? It's hard to face a faceless enemy. It's hard to face an enemy that you don't know, that you have no idea. You're just out there and you're struggling. It's like being against the corporation or the man, because you don't know exactly how many people are in that corporation, how many men are against you. You just feel like you're standing up and you're just fighting for the little guy. And the little guy at this time is me. You know, it's me, it's my back, it's the little guy. I am the little guy. I am the struggle kind of thing. So, I don't know. It's just a lot to consider. It's a lot to think about. It is a lot of different sort of challenges. It's a lot of different sort of what is it I'm trying to say? There's a lot of different, I just had the whole thing in my head. Oh, different battles. There's lots of different side of battles. So, like, the big war is to defeat the cancer. But in the meantime, we have to have the war on the skin front. And then we have to have the war on the L3. And then there's the war for the shoulders and the hips and the thigh joint. And not the thigh joint. That's not even a thing. The femur and the bones. You know, like, every little, like, get through the battle. I won that battle. Now we have to keep going to win the war. And that's what it's been like. And it didn't feel like that in the beginning. And that's probably why people are like, oh, you're so optimistic. I'm like, well, yeah, I don't have any. I mean, to me, there's no other choice. There's no point in being depressed about it. It is what it is. It's being depressed isn't going to make it go away. And it's not going to make the rest of my life better. Being sad about the things that I'll miss after I'm gone, but missing the things that are, like, being sad about dying earlier than you expected, then you miss out on the life that you have left to live. That to me doesn't even make sense. To me, that's not even practical. I'm not, if you're depressed because you've gotten a very terrible diagnosis, I'm not trying to tell you how to feel. And obviously depression is chemical. It's not even about that. But to me, it's like, I guess being a Gen Xer, and it's pull you up by your shoestrings or your bootstraps or whatever metaphor you like, it comes through that whole thing like, okay, so if I say, what if I do have, 2,000 days left to live? Am I going to spend 2,000 days curled up in my bed feeling sorry for myself that I don't have 3,000 days left? That's, it doesn't even make sense if you think about it like that. And, you always have to be grateful for what you have. And today, I have today. I got to celebrate one more birthday with Mom. And pretty soon we're going to celebrate one more Thanksgiving. I'm going to celebrate one more Christmas. I'm going to celebrate one more New Year's. And it's going to go on and on and on and on and on until one of us leaves this planet and goes on to our heavenly home. We're just going to continue to have more and more life. I'm going to live more life. I'm going to have more life to live. And we're going to keep on keeping on, because what's the alternative? Right? I get accused a lot of times of worrying, stop fretting. I don't feel that I am. I feel that I am just trying to, prepare myself. I don't worry. I don't feel worried about it. The fact that I'm fretting about it, or I'm being told I'm fretting about it, I don't even feel that in myself either. But people have their outside perspectives of what's happening on the inside, and I understand that. But I don't believe in worrying. Worrying does not prepare you for tomorrow. It just destroys your today. That's where faith comes in. That's where the faith comes in. The faith comes in where you can say, I see. Tomorrow is going to be a good one. Today was a good one. We made today a good one. And again, if you have the end of the day and you've been sick all day and you've been throwing up and you've had diarrhea or whatever thing is wrong with you on your treatment or your cancer journey and your chronic illness path, whatever it is for you, you are the person who can choose to find the highlight of the day. Well, I was deathly ill and I threw up for 23 hours straight. But what did you do for that last hour? Did you sleep and it was a good rest? Did you get a couple of laughs in because your caretaker made you feel like, or, you know, whether it's your husband or sister or mom or whatever, your caretaker made you feel like, I can't imagine you have anything left in you to throw up. Why, like, you know, or something that made you smile or laugh, or, you know, today's struggles, tomorrow's battle that you've won. And, you know, every day is not going to be get on your shoes and go to the Dollar Tree. Every day looks different. But the plan to make, the choice to choose to still wish to go. You know, people are like, well, how are you going to camp with stage 4 renal cell carcinoma? I'm like, well, you're getting a tent and you sleep in the sleeping bag. Like, to me, I don't understand the problem. But everybody's stage 4 cancer looks different. Everybody's stage 4 cancer looks different. Stage 4 cancer, once again, is not a death sentence. It doesn't instantaneously mean 1 foot in the ground. It could, depending on the type of cancer you have, how far your cancer has progressed, how invasive your cancer is. There's another word I wanted to say, not invasive. That's a word that they use all the time. Aggressive. How aggressive your cancer is. You know, stage 4 is the last stage. Just means multiple metastases. It doesn't mean 1 foot in the ground. And everybody's stage 4 looks different. So I know people on the groups, the Cabometic groups, the YouTube groups, the KCA groups, they have had stage 4 that's no evidence of disease now. I know it sounds crazy, but it's true. It can happen. The treatments are just catching up to it. And stage 4 does not mean call the funeral home and prepare. Stage 4 means you might have a longer fight ahead of you when it comes to this renal cell carcinoma. So, for me, it has been a challenge every day, whether we're fighting one thing or another, but there has never been a challenge to smile. Every day you can choose to smile. Every day you can choose to have joy. Again, even if it's only for 10 or 15 minutes, even if it's only, you know, one joke or your favorite show that you got to watch for 20 minutes that made you laugh. So what? You have had joy in your day. I think I've mentioned this 1,000 times. It's just something that helps me get through it. I say 3 things every day. Did I show love? Did I feel love? And did I have any kind of productivity? And boy, I'll tell you, it was a very productive day today. We finished doing all the winter clothes, gave away another 3 bags of clothes, which I'm so happy about. I took three winter garment bags and made it into 2 summer garment bags. And actually it's less than 2, which I think is great. We folded the other one up. I don't even think I'm going to need it come the winter. Still plenty of room in the closet. Just plenty of like all of these empty hangers that we now have to figure out what we're going to do with. I mean, I can donate them. I just meant like they were color-coded. We had color-coded. I was red and Jim was beige. I think we might go back to doing that since we have so many extras. It might just be easier to do that. But Jim was never really one to keep up with that, you know. For me, it was just easier because then you knew, oh, I have a red hanger left over. Something's missing that's supposed to be hung up. Oh, such and such, it's in the wash, it's hanging on the line, it's in the dryer, it's hanging in the room. Like, you know what I mean? To me, that was how it helped me, but it doesn't help him that way, so that's okay. Just to each his own. Anyhow, it was a very productive day. After that, we, you know, wrapped Mom's present. We had a little thing. I went and got the car, and I got into the restaurant, and I sat down, and we ordered, and I went and I got her scones and we took a little drive. I wanted to show Lisa where the center was, and then we ended up heading back. Oh no, we took a drive down Highway BB, which I've never been. I do know it goes all the way into St. James, so we didn't go that far because it's very hilly. But yeah, and then we came home and gave Mom her scones. We hung out for a little while. We both laid down to give our legs a rest. Today when I was doing the rest of the winter clothes, I sat on the edge of my bed And I was describing to Lisa, if my bed was a little shorter, my feet could sit flat on the floor. And my legs would be bent at 90 degrees. If my bed was a little taller, the mattress was a little taller, I could hook my heels on the frame. But as it is, my legs just kind of dangle. And I've mentioned this before, but it kind of feels like where the bed is, my legs just like where the bend of the bed, the bend of the bed. Sure it does. The bend of the bed just basically goes right across the thigh, like the part of my leg just right by my thigh. And it almost feels like it's pulling the bone in two different directions. And I know it's not, but that's how it feels. So after a while, I was like, I just need to get my legs up just for a little while. And when we came back from the restaurant, it was easy to just be like, put my legs up. I was laying here, and then she went to go lay down, and then we were met up for movies with Mom. We basically just tried to get out of Mom's space. I told her that when we come home, I'm going to let her rest and in peace and quiet. You know, me and Lisa were going to go out so she can have some quiet. Just for her birthday. Normally, she doesn't mind. We go out there and we hang out in the living room, and that's fine with her. But I knew she had a big meal, and she wanted to rest after her birthday lunch. So, it's funny because I kept telling everybody at the restaurant, I'm like, oh, the birthday girl, let the birthday girl go first. Put the mozzarella sticks in front of the birthday girl. And she kept looking at me like, I said, don't worry, nobody's going to sing. And then I started going, happy birthday. When her cheesecake kept, I was like, happy birthday to you. But anyhow, we had a very nice day. Let's just put it that way. It was a very, very nice day. Now I'm just waiting for Jim to come home from work. And yeah, that's it. He'll come home from work and we'll do wound care. And then I think tomorrow, back in the grave. I think so. We may or may not be going away overnight on Friday night. I'll definitely let you know. Just a day trip, but like overnight. You know, sometimes like when I go into St. Louis like that. But it's not in St. Louis. But we'll see, because, excuse me, I am super excited about getting away and having Jim get away. He just needs like a little congratulations on your new job. You worked so hard. Here's the fruits of your labor, that kind of thing. I'm just very excited for him. No word on the heater, by the way. The guy didn't come back, and the house is really like warm despite all of the coldness outside. The fireplace is doing great. We keep the heater on in here, and we keep the door open so it just like cross breezes. And excuse me one second. Okay, so it's just about checking the oven and the hot water on the stove. So she said she would check that, but she doesn't think we put it back on after we came home from the restaurant, so that won't be a problem. Just won't. I have a Sally Henson hard as nails on me, and they are not. I don't. My nails were stronger without it. Let me just put it that way. So I think I might take the clear coat off, but I'm not 100% sure. There's all these different ways to make your nails stronger, and I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway, so we were talking about the daily challenges, and we're talking about how that you can choose joy, whatever the joyous moment is, and for you to give love, feel love, and be productive. I know that my husband told me that, my mother-in-law told me that I made them feel loved today. I felt love myself, but hopefully to you guys, hopefully you feel loved today. Hopefully I let you feel it, love, just because it's here overflowing, and I wish I could hug you, each and every one of you. And of course, then I felt productive. So that's really what my days are. I feel like I've had a good day if I've gotten those 3 goals down, you know. Yeah, so I am going to go now. I wanted to say thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for being here. I sound like a broken record, and I don't mean to. I just am sincerely grateful for each and every one of you who stops by and spends some time with me. I love you. And if nobody's told you today you're loved, you can always come by and hear how much I love you. Because I love you guys very, very much. And as always, you take care. God bless, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Bye.